The wounded tree, healing from trauma. The forest was silent, save for the occasional rustling of leaves as a gentle breeze made its way through the canopy. In the heart of this forest stood a tree, not unlike many others around it, yet it bore a story unique to itself. Its trunk was thick and sturdy, but closer inspection revealed the marks of past storms' gashes, where the bark had been stripped away, branches that had been snapped and regrown in new directions. This tree had endured much, yet it still stood, reaching ever upward toward the light. This tree, much like us, had been through more than a few storms. Each storm left its mark, a reminder of the fierce winds and relentless rain that once threatened to bring it down. The scars on its bark were evidence of its survival, but they also told a deeper story of resilience, adaptation, and the natural process of healing. The tree had not chosen these scars, but it had chosen to keep growing despite them. This choice to keep growing, to keep reaching for the light, is one we face as well when we experience trauma. Trauma is not just an event, it's the imprint that the event leaves on us. It's like the storm that carves into the tree, altering its structure and leaving marks that last long after the storm has passed. Trauma affects us in ways that can be both visible and invisible. It changes how we see the world, how we perceive ourselves, and how we interact with others. Like the tree, trauma can make us feel vulnerable, exposed, and deeply wounded. But it's important to remember that these wounds, though painful, do not define us. They are part of our story, yes, but they are not the entirety of it. Trauma can fragment our sense of self, much like how a violent storm might break a branch or strip away the bark. We may find parts of ourselves disconnected, lost, or hidden away as a means of protection. In the aftermath of trauma, it's common to feel like we are merely surviving, just as the tree stands quietly after the storm, assessing the damage. But survival is not the end of the story, it's just the beginning. Healing begins with acknowledgement, recognizing the presence of the wound and understanding its impact on our lives. This can be the hardest step, as it requires us to face the pain head-on, to look at the gashes in our bark, and admit that they exist. It's natural to want to cover up our wounds, to pretend they aren't there, but doing so only prevents us from truly healing. For the tree, acknowledgement is instinctive. It doesn't deny the damage, instead it begins to adapt, redirecting its growth around the wound, allowing new bark to form where the old was torn away. For us, acknowledgement means allowing ourselves to feel the pain, the grief, the anger, whatever emotions the trauma has stirred within us. It means giving ourselves permission to say, "This hurt me," without judgment or shame. Once we've acknowledged the wound, we can begin to nourish it. Just as the tree draws nutrients from the soil, sunlight, and rain, we too must find sources of nourishment that can aid in our healing. This nourishment can take many forms: therapy, support from loved ones, engaging in creative expression, practicing mindfulness, or simply taking time for self-care. Therapy, in particular, is like the rich soil that feeds the roots of the tree, providing the foundation for healing. It allows us to explore the depths of our trauma, to understand its origins, and to develop strategies for coping with its effects. Support from loved ones is like the sunlight that encourages growth, offering warmth, comfort, and the assurance that we are not alone. Creative expression, whether through art, writing, or music, is the rain that cleanses and refreshes, helping us to release pent-up emotions and rediscover our sense of self. Self-care is essential nourishment as well, akin to the tree's natural ability to shed old leaves and branches to make way for new growth. It involves listening to our bodies and minds, recognizing when we need rest, and allowing ourselves the space to heal at our own pace. This might mean setting boundaries, taking breaks, or simply engaging in activities that bring us joy and peace. Healing is not a quick process. Just as the tree takes seasons, even years, to fully recover from a storm, we too need time to heal from trauma. Time allows us to process our emotions, to integrate the experience into our lives, and to gradually rebuild our sense of self. It's important to remember that healing is not linear. There will be ups and downs, moments of progress, and moments of setback. But with patience and perseverance, the wounds will begin to close. During this time, it's crucial to be gentle with ourselves, much like how the tree allows its new growth to unfold naturally. We may feel pressure to get over our trauma or to return to normal quickly, but true healing requires patience. It means allowing ourselves the time to grieve what was lost, to honor the pain we've endured, and to embrace the changes that have occurred within us. As the tree heals, it doesn't just survive, it grows. New branches sprout, new leaves unfurl, and the tree continues to reach for the light. The scars on its bark remain, but they become part of the tree's unique character, a testament to its strength and resilience. Similarly, as we heal from trauma, we too have the opportunity to grow, to expand beyond mere survival. This growth can manifest in many ways. We might develop a deeper sense of empathy, a stronger connection to others who have experienced similar pain, or a newfound sense of purpose. We may discover strengths we never knew we had, or we might find ourselves more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of facing life's challenges. Our scars, like those of the tree, become symbols of our journey, reminders that we have weathered the storm and come out the other side stronger. The tree's scars never fully disappear. They remain as a part of its history. But these scars do not diminish the tree's beauty or its strength. In fact, they enhance it. The same is true for us. Our scars, whether physical or emotional, are not something to be ashamed of. They are a part of who we are, and they tell a story of survival, resilience, and growth. Embracing our scars means accepting ourselves fully, including the parts that have been wounded. It means recognizing that our experiences, even the painful ones, have shaped us into who we are today. This acceptance is not about condoning what happened or minimizing the impact of the trauma. Rather, it's about integrating the experience into our lives in a way that allows us to move forward with strength and grace. When we embrace our scars, we also embrace the possibility of transformation. Just as the tree continues to grow and thrive despite its wounds, we too can continue to grow and thrive. Our scars become a source of power, a reminder that we have the strength to heal, to adapt, and to continue reaching for the light. The wounded tree stands as a powerful symbol of hope, a reminder that no matter how deep the wound, healing is always possible. It teaches us that our scars do not define us. Rather, they are a testament to our resilience and our ability to grow in the face of adversity. As we tend to our wounds and nourish our souls, we too can experience the profound healing that allows us to not just survive, but to thrive. In the end, the story of the wounded tree is a story of transformation. It's a story of turning pain into strength, of finding beauty in the scars, and of continuing to reach for the light, no matter how dark the storm may have been. This story is ours to embrace, and in doing so, we discover that we are not just survivors of trauma, we are powerful, resilient beings capable of profound healing and growth.